Oh my God. God help me. Betty, child, dear child, will you wake? Will you open your eyes?
Uncle, Susanna Walcott's here from Dr. Griggs.
What does the doctor say, child?
He bid me tell your Reverend Sir that he could not find no medicine for it in his book, but he bid me tell you you might look to unnatural things for the cause of it.
No, there'll be no natural cause here. Tell him I've sent for Reverend Hill Beverly, who'll surely confirm that.
Aye, sir. Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
Go directly home and speak nothing of unnatural causes.
Aye, sir. I pray for her. Uncle, the rumor of witchcraft is all about. I think you'd best go down tonight yourself. The parlor's packed with people, sir. I'll sit with her.
What shall I say to them? That my daughter, my niece, I found dancing like heathen in the forest?
Uncle, we did dance. Like you told them I confessed it and I'll be whipped if I must be, but they're speaking of witchcraft. Betty's not witched.
Abigail, I cannot go before the congregation, but I know you've not opened this. What did you do with her in the forest last night?
We did dance, Uncle, and when you leaped out of the bush so suddenly, Betty was frightened, and then she fainted, and there's the whole of it.
Now look, you child. If you're trapped in the spirits, you must know it now. For my enemies surely will, and they will ruin me with it.
We never conjured spirits.
Why should I move for until this midnight? This child is desperate. It must come out. My enemies will bring it out. There's a faction that's sworn to drive me from a pulpit. Do you understand that?
I think so, sir.
Abigail, if you know anything that may help the doctor, for God's sake, tell it to me now.
There's nothing more. I swear it, Uncle.
Saw Tituba waving her arms over the fire. How is she doing it? Her gibberish and screeching coming from her mouth.
She always sings her Barbados songs and we dance.
Not blinking more, Abigail. I saw a dress lying on the grass.
A dress?
A dress, and I thought I saw someone naked running through the woods.
No one was naked.
I saw it! Now tell me true, Abigail. I pray you feel the weight of truth upon you. For now my ministry's at stake. My ministry, perhaps your cousin's life. Whatever abomination you have done, give it to me now, for I dare not be taken unaware when I go down there before them.
There's nothing more. I swear it, Uncle.
I fought 3 long years to bend these stiff-necked people to me. And now, just now, with some good respect is raising for me in the parish, you compromise my very character. I've given you a home, child. I've given you the clothes upon your back. Now tell me, your name in the village is entirely white, is it not?
Well, I'm sure it is, sir. There'd be no blush about my name.
Abigail, is there any other reason other than you've told me for your being disbanded from Goody Proctor's service?
She hates me, Uncle, for she must. For I would not be her slave. It is a bitter woman, a cold, lying, sniveling woman. I will not work for such a woman.
It may be, yet it troubles me that you're now 7 months out of their house, and in all this time, no other family has ever called for your service.
They want slaves, not such as I. My name is good in the village. I will not have it be said my name is soiled. Goody Proctor is a gossiping liar.
Putnam, come in.
It is a marvel. It is surely a stroke of hell upon you. How high did you fly?
No, she never flew.
Why, it is sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Ingersoll's barn and come down light as a bird, he says.
Now look, you good Putnam. Good morning, Mr. Putnam.
Good morning. Why, her eyes is closed. Look you, Anne.
Why, that is strange. Ours is open.
Your Ruth is sick?
I'd not call it sick. The devil's touch is heavier than sick. She never waked this morning, yet her eyes are open and she walks. She sees not, hears not, and cannot eat. Her soul is taken, surely.
They say you've sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly.
Yeah, a precaution only. He has much experience in demonic arts.
He has, and found a witch in Beverly last year.
We cannot leap to witchcraft. Well, how may I sail for such corruption in my house?
Mr. Paris, I've taken your part in all contention here, and I would continue, but I cannot if you hold back in this. There are hurtful, vengeful spirits laying hands on these children. And tell Mr. Paris what you have done.
Reverend Paris, I have laid 7 unbaptized babies in the earth. Trust me, you've never seen more hardy babies born, and yet they would each wither in my arms the very night of their birth. And now, my Ruth, my only, I see her turning strange, as if a sucking mouth were pulling at her life, and so I thought to send her to your Tituba. Tituba knows how to speak to the dead, Mr. Paris.
It is a formidable sin to conjure up the dead.
I take it on my soul, but who else may surely tell me who murdered my babies?
There's a murdering witch among us, bound to keep herself in the dark. Let your enemies make of it what they will. You cannot blink it more.
You were conjuring up spirits last night.
No, not I, sir. Tituba and Ruth.
Oh, Abigail, what a proper payment to my charity. Now I'm undone.
You are not undone, for no one to charge you. Declare it yourself. You have discovered witchcraft.
In my house? In my house, Thomas?
Your pardons. I only thought to see how Betty is.
Why aren't you home? Who's with Ruth?
Her grandma come. She's improved, I think. She gave a powerful sneeze before.
There's a sign of life.
It were a grand sneeze.
Will you leave me now, Thomas? I like to pray a while, alone.
Uncle, you prayed since midnight. Why do you not go down
No. I have no answer for that crap.
They're thirsting for your word, mister. Surely you'll pray with them.
Mercy, you go home to Ruth, do you hear?
I will.
Search through the window, try to get at once.
I will, Uncle. How's Ruth sick?
It's weirdish. I know not. She seems to walk like a dead one since last night.
Betty? No, stop this, Betty! Sit up now!
Have you tried beating her? I gave Ruth a good one and it worked for a minute. Here, let me have her.
No, he'll be coming up. Listen now, they be questioning us, telling me dance. I told him I was going to already.
Aye. And what more?
He knows Tituba conjured Ruth's sister, took him out of the grave.
And what more?
He saw you naked.
Oh, Jesus. What do we do? The whole country's talking witchcraft. They'll be calling us witches. She means to tell, I know it. We must tell. Witchery's a hanging error. A hanging, like they done in Boston 2 years ago. Abby, you must tell. You'll only be whipped for dancing and the other thing.
Oh, will be whipped.
I never done it. I only looked.
Oh, you're a great one for looking.
Aren't you, Mary Warren? What grand, keeping courage you have.
Betty? Wake up now, it's Abigail. I'll beat you, Betty! My, you seem improving. Listen, I talked to your papa and I told him everything, so there's nothing to...
I want my mama!
Your mom is dead and buried.
I'll fly, mama!
Look, I told him. He knows now. He knows everything that we...
You drink blood, Abby. You didn't tell him that.
Betty, you never say that again.
Oh, but you did. You did. You think you're trying to kill John Proctor's wife. You think you're trying to kill Goody Proctor.
Shut it!
Mama! Mama!
Now look at you. All of you. We danced. And Tituba conjured Ruth's sister took him out of the grave, and that is all. And mark this. Let either of you breathe a word, or the eternal word, about the other things. I will come to you in the blackness of terrible night, and I'll bring a pointy reckoning that will shudder you. You know I can do it. I saw Indians smash my dear parents' heads on the pillow next to mine, and I've seen some reddish work done at night. I can make you wish you had never seen the sun go down. Now you stop this!
It's a sin to conjure, Abby.
I say shut it, Mary Warren!
Oh, Mr. Proctor, I was just going home, sir.
Be you foolish, Mary Warren? Be you deaf? I forbid you leave the house, did I not? Why shall I pay you? I'm looking for you more often than my cows.
I just come to see the great doings of the world, sir.
I'll show you great doings on your arse one of these days. I'll get you home. My wife's waiting with your work.
I best be off. I have my room to watch. Good morning, Miss Proctor. And almost forgotten how strong you are, John Proctor.
What's this mischief here?
Oh, she's only gone since sunset.
The town's mumbling witchcraft.
Gosh, we were dancing in the woods last night, and Malcolm leaned in on us. She took fright of all.
You're wicked yet, aren't you?
Give me a word, John. A soft word.
No, Abby, that's done with.
Would you come by and not see a silly girl fly? I know you said it.
I come to see what mischief your uncle's brewing now. Wipe it out of your mind, Abby.
John, I'm waiting for you. Every night.
Abby, I never give you hope to wait for me.
I have something better than hope, I think.
Abby, wipe it out of your mind. I'll not be coming here for you more.
You're surely sporting with me.
You know me better.
I know how you clutched my back behind your house and sweated like a stallion whenever I come here. Or did I dream that? It's she that put me out. You cannot pretend it were you. I saw your face when you put me out. You loved me then, and you do now.
Abby, that's a wild thing to say.
A wild thing, they say wild things. You know, I have seen you since you put me out. I've seen your nights.
I've hardly stepped off my farm this 7 months.
I have a sense for heat, John. And yours has drawn me to my window. And I have seen you looking up, burning in your loneliness. You tell me you never looked up at my window.
I may have looked up.
And you must. You are no wintry man. I know you, John. I know you. I cannot sleep. For dreaming, I cannot dream, but I wake and walk about the house as though I find you through some door.
Child!
How do you call me child?
Abby! I may think of you softly from time to time, but I will cut off my hand before I'll ever reach for you again. Wipe it out of your mind, Abby. We never touched.
I but we did.
No, but we did not.
I marvel. Such a strong man. That's just sickly white.
You speak nothing of Elizabeth.
Laughing my name in the village. She's telling lies about me. She is a cold, conniving woman, and you bent to her. Let her turn you.
You look for whipping.
I look for John Proctor that took me from my sleep and put knowledge in my heart. I never knew what pretense Salem was. I never knew the lying lessons I was taught by all these Christian John Proctor, whatever sin it is, you love me yet. John, pity me. Pity me.
What's he doing? What else is stop that
She heard you saying that she's up and screaming. The song. She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name.
Oh, God forbid. Mercy, run to the doctor. Tell him what's happened here.
That's a sure sign of witchcraft afoot. Good nurse, a prodigious sign.
My mother taught me that when they cannot bear to hear the
Rebecca,
name of...
Rebecca, go to her. We're lost. Suddenly cannot bear to hear the Lord's.
What have you done?
There's hard sickness here, Giles Cole, so please keep it quiet.
I've not said a word. No one here can testify I've said a word. Is she gonna fly again? I hear she flies.
Man, be quiet now.
What do you make of it, Rebecca?
Goody nurse, can you go to my Ruth and see if you can wake her?
I think she will wake in time. Pray calm yourselves. I have 11 children, and I'm 26 times a grandmother, and I've seen them through all their silly seasons. And when I come on them, they will run the devil bow-legged, keeping up with their mischief. I think she will wake when she tires of it. A child's spirit is like a child. You can never catch it by running after it. You must stand still, and for love, it will soon itself come back.
All right, that's the truth of it, Rebecca.
This is no silly season, Rebecca. My Ruth is bewildered. She cannot eat.
Perhaps she's not hungry yet. I hope you are not decided to go in search of loose spirits, Mr. Paris. I heard promise of that outside.
There's a wide opinion in the parish that the devil may be among us. I'll satisfy them that they're wrong.
Why don't you come out and call them wrong? Did you consult the wardens before you called this minister to look for devils?
It's not coming to look for devils.
And what's he coming for?
There'll be children dying in the village, mister.
I see none dying. This society will not be a bag to spin around your head, Mr. Putnam. Did you call a meeting?
I am sick of meetings. Cannot the man turn his head without he have a meeting?
He may turn his head, but not to hell.
Pray, John, be calm. Mr. Paris, I think you'd best send Reverend Pale back as soon as he comes. This will set us to arguing again in the village, and we thought to have peace this year. I think we ought rely on the doctor now, and good prayer.
Rebecca, the doctor's baffled.
If so he is, then let us go to God for the cause of it. There's a prodigious danger in the seeking of loose spirits. I fear it. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves.
How may we blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons. The Putnam seat of people of this province, and yet I have one child left of 8. Now she shrivels.
I cannot fathom that.
But I must. You think it is God's work you lose a child or grandchild and I lose all but one? There are fires within fires in this village and wheels within wheels.
When Reverend Hill comes, you will proceed to look for signs of
You cannot
witchcraft.
command Mr. Paris. We go by name in this society, not by acreage.
I never heard you worried so on the society, Mr. Proctor. I do not think I saw you at Sabbath meeting since snow flew.
I have trouble enough with that I come 5 miles to hear him preach only hellfire and bloody damnation. Take this to heart, Mr. Paris, but there are many others who stay away from church these days because you hardly ever mention God anymore.
Well, that's a drastic charge.
It is somewhat true. There are some that quail to leave their children.
I do not preach for children, Rebecca. There's not children that are unmindful of their obligations towards this ministry.
Are there really those unmindful?
I'd say the better half of Salem Village.
And more than that.
Here's my firewood. My country provided me supply with all my firewood. I've been waiting since November for a stick. Even in November, I have to show my frostbitten hands like some London beggar.
You are allowed £6 a year to buy your firewood, Mr. Paris.
Regard that £6 as a part of my salary.
No, 60 plus 6 for firewood.
The salary is £66, Mr. Proctor. I'm not some preaching farmer with a book under his arm. I'm a graduate of Harvard College.
I am well instructed in arithmetic.
Giles Corey, you will look far for a man of my kind at £66 a year. I'm not used to this poverty. I left a thrifty business in Barbados to serve the Lord. I do not fathom.
Mr. Paris, you are the first minister ever did demand a deed to this place.
And don't a minister deserve a house to live in?
Yes, to live in, but to ask ownership is like you shall own the meeting house itself. The last meeting I were at, you spoke so long on deeds and mortgages, I thought it were an auction.
I just want a mark of confidence is all. I'm your 3rd preacher in 7 years. I do not wish to be put out like some cat when some majority feels the wind. You people seem to not understand, but a minister is the Lord's man in parish. He's not to be so lightly crossed and contradicted.
Aye.
It's either obedience or the church will burn like hell's burning.
Can we speak 1 minute without we land in hell? I am sick of hell.
It's not for you to say what's good for you to hear.
I may speak my mind, I think.
What are we, Quakers? We're not Quakers here yet, Mr. Proctor. Say that to your followers.
My followers.
There's a party in this church. I'm not blind. There's a faction in a party.
against you?
Against him and all authority.
Then I must find it and join it.
He does not mean that.
He confessed it
No,
now.
I mean it solemnly, Rebecca. I like not the smell of this authority.
No, you cannot break charity with your minister. You are another kind, John. Clasp his hand and make your peace.
I've cropped his soul number to drag home. What say you, Giles? Let's go find this party. He says there's a party.
I've changed my mind to this man, John. Mr. Paris, I beg your pardon. I never thought you had so much iron.
Why, thank you, Giles.
It suggests to the mind what be the trouble among us all these years. Think of it. Wherefore is everybody suing everybody else? Think of it. It's a deep thing and dark as a pit. I myself have been 6 times in court this year, and I...
Giles, is it the devil's fault? Man cannot say you good morning without you clapping for defamation. You're getting old, Giles. You're not hearing as well as you did.
John Proctor, I have only last month collected £4 damages for you publicly saying I burned the roof off your house.
I never said no such thing. But I've paid you for it, so I hope I can call you deaf without charge. Now come, help me drag my lumber home.
What lumber is that you're dragging, if I may ask?
My lumber from out my forest.
Well, surely we've gone wild this year. What anarchy is this? That tact is in my bounds.
In your bounds. I bought that tract from Goody Nurse's husband 5 months ago.
He had no right to sell it. Stands clear my grandfather's will that the land
your
between...
grandfather had a habit of willing land that never belonged to him.
That's God's truth. He knew he willed away my north pasture, but he knew I'd break his fingers before he said his name to me. Let's get your lumber home, John. I feel a sudden will to work coming on.
You load one oak of mine and you'll fight to drag it home.
Aye, and we'll win too, but none of this fool and I. Come.
Pray you. Someone take these.
Sir Hill, it's good to see you again. My, these are heavy.
They must be. They are weighted with authority.
But you do come prepared.
You cannot be a better nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It's strange how I knew you, but I suppose you do look as a good soul should. We've heard much of your great charities over in Beverly.
Do you know this man? Thomas Putnam and his good wife Anne.
Putnam! I'm not expecting such distinguished company.
It does not seem to help us today, Mr. Hale. We look to you to come to our house and save our child.
Your child ails too?
Her soul seems flown away. She sleeps and yet she walks.
She cannot eat.
Cannot eat. Do you men also have afflicted children?
No, they're farmers. John Proctor.
He don't believe in witches.
I never spoke on witches one way or the other. Now will you come, Giles?
No, John, I think not. I have a few queer questions of my own to ask this fellow.
Mr. Hale, I heard you to be a sensible man. I pray you leave some of that in Salem.
Will you look at my child, sir? That she had tried to leap out of the window. We found her this morning out on the high road, waving her arms as if she'd fly.
Tries to fly.
She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name, Mr. Hale. It's a sure sign of witchcraft and flaw.
No. Now let me instruct you. We cannot look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The marks of his presence are definite as stone. And I must tell you all that I shall not proceed unless you are prepared to hear me if I find no bruise of hell upon her.
It's agreed, sir. We'll abide by your judgment.
Good then. Mr. Paris, what were your first warning of this strangeness?
Well, I found her and my niece and 10 or 12 other girls dancing in the forest last night.
You permit dancing?
No, it was secret.
Mr. Paris's slave has knowledge of conjuring, sir. I sent my child, so she should know who murdered her sisters.
Goody Anne, you sent the child to conjure up the dead?
Let God judge me, not you. Not you, Rebecca. I will not have you judging me anymore. Is it a natural work to lose 7 children before they live a day?
7 dead in childbirth.
I.
Here is all the invisible world, caught, defined, and calculated. In these books, the devil stands stripped of his brute disguises. Here are all your familiar spirits, your incubi and your succubi, your witches that live by land, sea, and by air, your wizards of the day and of the night. Have no fear now. We shall find him out if he is here, and I mean to crush him utterly if he has shown his face.
Will it hurt the child, sir?
I cannot tell. If she is truly in the devil's grip, we may have to rip and tear to get her free.
I think I will go then. I'm too old for this.
Mr. Hale, I always want to ask a learned man. What signifies reading the strange books?
But what books?
I cannot tell. She has them.
Who does this?
Martha, my wife. I have waked at night many a time and often found her sitting in a corner, reading of a book. Now, what do you mean by that?
Why, that's not necessarily...
It just comes to me. Look, last night, mark this, I tried and I could not say my prayers. And then she closed on up her book and walked on out of the house, and suddenly, mark this, I could pray again.
To stop at your prayer, then. That is strange. We'll speak on that further.
I'm not saying she touched the devil now, I just would like to know what kinds of books she reads and why she hides them. She'll not answer me, see?
Aye, we'll discuss it. Now mark me. If the devil is in her, you may witness some frightful wonders in this room. So please, keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, stand close in case she flies. Betty dear, will you sit up? Can you hear me? I am John Hale, minister of Beverly. I am here to help you. Do you remember my 2 little girls in Beverly?
How could it be the devil? Why would it choose my house to strike?
What victory would the devil have to win a soul already bad? It's the best the devil wants, and who better than the minister's daughter?
That's deep, Mr. Paris. Deep, deep.
Does someone afflict you, child? It need not be a woman, mind you, or a man. Perhaps a bird, invisible to others, comes to you. A mouse, a pig, or any beast at all. Does some figure bid you fly? Abigail, what sort of dancing were you doing with her in the forest?
Why, common dancing is all.
I think I ought to say, I saw Kettle lying on the grass where they were dancing.
That were only soup.
What sort of soup were in this kettle?
Why, it were beans.
Mr. Paris, you did not notice, did you? Any living thing in the kettle? A mouse, perhaps? A spider? A frog?
I do believe there was some movement in the soup.
That jumped in, we never put
What jumped in?
My very little frog.
A frog, Abby?
Abigail, it may be your cousin is dying. Did you call the devil last night?
I never called him Tituba.
She called the devil?
I should like to speak with Tituba.
Goody Ann, bring her up.
How did she call him?
I know not, she spoke Barbados.
Did you notice any strangeness when she called him? A sudden cold wind, perhaps, a trembling below the ground?
I can see no devil.
You cannot evade me, Abigail. Did your cousin drink any of the brew in that kettle?
She never drank it.
Did you drink it?
No, sir.
Did Tituba ask you to drink it?
She tried, but I refused.
Why are you concealing? Have you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I never sold myself. I'm a good girl. I'm a proper girl. She made me do it. She made Betty do it. Gabby! She makes me drink blood.
Blood?
My baby's blood? No, chicken blood. I give you chicken blood.
Woman, have you enlisted these children for the devil?
No, sir, I don't talk no devil.
Why did you not wake? Are you silencing this child?
I love me, Betty.
You sent your spirit out upon these children, have you not? Are you gathering souls for the devil?
She sends her spirit on me in church. She's always making me laugh at prayer.
She had often laughed at prayer.
She comes to me every night to go and drink blood.
You begged me to conjure. She begged me make charm.
Don't lie. She always sends her spirit on me when I'm sleeping. She's always making me dream corruption.
Why you say that, Abby?
Sometimes I wake and I find myself sitting in an open doorway and not a stitch on my body. I always hear her laughing in my sleep. I hear her singing her Barbados songs and tempting me.
Mr. Reverend, I know.
Tituba! I want you to wake this child.
I have no power on this child.
You most certainly do, and you will free her from it now. When did you compact with the devil?
I don't come back to no devil.
Well, confess yourself, or I'll take you out and whip you to death, Tituba.
This woman must be hanged.
No, hate you, Mr. Reverend. I do believe somebody has bewitched these children.
Who?
I don't know, sir, but the devil got to numerous witches.
Does he? Tituba, look into my eyes. Come, look into me. You would be a good Christian woman, would you not?
I saw a good Christian.
And you love these children?
I love these children.
And you love God,
I love
Tituba?
God. I
Then in
love
God's
God.
holy name,
Bless
and
Him.
to His glory,
To His glory,
open
bless
yourself,
God.
Tituba. Open yourself and let God's holy light shine on you. When the devil comes to you, does he ever come with someone you know, someone from the village?
Sarah Good, did you ever see Sarah Good with him?
Was a man or woman? Was a man or woman?
My woman was one.
You said woman. What woman?
It was black dark at night.
You can see him. Why could you not see her?
They was always singing and carrying on.
You mean out of Salem? Salem witches?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Tituba, you must have no fear to tell us who they are. Do you understand? We will protect you. The devil can never overcome a minister. You know that, do you not?
I, sir, I do.
You have confessed yourself, and that speaks a wish to come to heaven's side. You are God's instrument, put in our hands to help us discover the devil's agent among us. You are selected, you are chosen, Tituba, to help us cleanse our village. So speak utterly, Tituba. Speak utterly, turn your back on him and face God, and God will protect you.
God protect you, Juba.
When the devil comes to you, does he ever come with another person? 2, 3, 4, how many?
Ooh, their names, their names.
How many times he made me kill you, Mr. Paris?
Kill me?
He said Mr. Paris must be killed. Mr. Paris, no good man. Mr. Paris, mean man, no gentleman. And he bid me rise out of my bed and cut your throat. But I tell him, no, I don't hate that man. I don't want to kill that man. But he said, you are for me, Juba, and I make you free. And I give you pretty dress to wear. And I'm going to put you way up high in the air and you're going to fly fly back to Barbados. And I say, you lie, devil, you lie. And then he comes to me one stormy night and he say, look, I have white people belong to me. And then I look and there was Goody Good.
Sarah Good?
I, Sarah, and Goody Osborne.
I knew it. I knew it. I begged you, Thomas, that I knocked Goody Osborne or midwife to me 3 times. My baby always shrivels in her hands.
You must take courage to give us all their names. Look at her, Tituba. How can you bear to see this innocent child suffering? Look at her God-given innocence. Her soul is so tender. We must protect her, Tituba. The devil is out and preying on her like the beast upon the flesh of a pure lamb. God will bless you for your help.
I want to open myself. I want the light of God. I want the sweet love of Jesus. I dance for the devil. I saw him. I wrote in his book. I go back to Jesus. I kiss his hand. I saw Sarah Good with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil.
I saw George Jacobs with the devil. I saw Goody Howe with the devil.
She speaks. Glory to God. It's broken. They're free.
I saw Martha Bell with the devil.
I saw Goody Simmer with the devil.
Marshal! I'll call the marshal!
I saw Alice Bear with the devil.
Let the marshal bring iron.
I saw Goody Hawkins with the devil.
I saw Goody Pepper with the devil.
I saw Goody Booth with the devil.
Keeps you so late. It's almost dark.
Our planting 4 outside the forest edge.
Oh, you're done?
I, the farmer seated. The boys asleep.
They will be soon.
Are you well today?
I am. It's rabbit soup.
Oh, is it? It's well seasoned.
I took great care.
Ah. I think we'll see green fields soon.
That's well.
If the crop is good, I'll buy George Jacobs' heifer. How would that please you?
It would.
I mean to please you, Elizabeth.
I know it, John.
You ought to bring some flowers in the house.
Oh, I forgot. I will tomorrow.
It's winter in here yet. On Sunday, let you come with me and we'll walk the farm together. Lilac have a purple smell, I think. Lilac is the smell of nightfall. Massachusetts is a beauty in the spring.
It is.
I think you're sad again. Are you?
You come home so late. I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon.
I have no business in Salem.
You did speak of going earlier this week.
And I've thought better of it since.
Mary Warren's there today.
Why would you let her? You are me forbidden to go to Salem anymore.
I couldn't stop her.
It's a fault. It's a fault, Elizabeth. You're the mistress here, not Mary Warren.
She frightened all
How may that mouse frighten you?
It is a mouse no more. I forbid her go, and she raises up her chin like a daughter of a prince, and says to me, I must go to Salem, Goody Proctor. I'm an official of the court.
Court? What court?
It is a proper court they have now. They've sent 4 judges out of Boston, she says. Waiting magistrates of the general court, and at the head sits the deputy governor of the province.
Why, she's mad.
My word to God, she were. There'll be 14 people in the jail now, she says, and they'll be tried, and the court have power to hang them too.
Never hang.
The deputy governor promised hanging if they'll not confess, John. The town's gone wild, I think. She speak of Abigail, and I thought she were a saint to hear her. Abigail brings the other girls into the court, and where she walks the crowd will part like the sea for Israel. And the folks are brought before them, and if they scream and holler or fall on the floor, the person's clapped in the jail for bewitching them.
It is a black mischief.
I think you must go to Salem, John. I think so. You must tell them it's a fraud. Let you go to Ezekiel Cheever, he knows you well. And tell him what she said to you earlier last week at her uncle's house. She said it had not to do with witchcraft, did she not?
She did. She did.
God forbid you keep that from the court, John. I think they must be told.
I know, they must. They must.
I will let you go to Salem now, John. Let you go tonight.
I'll think on it.
You cannot keep it,
No,
John.
I cannot keep it. I say I'll think on it.
Good then. Let you think on it.
It's only a wonder how I may prove what she told me. I mean, if the girl's a saint now, it's not easy to prove she's fraud. And the town's gone so silly. She told it to me in a room alone. I have no proof for it.
You were alone with her.
For a moment, the others come in soon after.
Do as you wish.
But only a moment alone.
Do as you wish, then.
Woman, I'll not have your suspicion anymore.
I have
I'll
not.
not have it.
Let you not earn it.
You doubt me yet.
John, if it were not Abigail that you must go hurt, would you falter now? I think not.
Elizabeth, I have reason to think before I charge fraud on Abigail. I'll think on it. Let you look for the good. Let you look to your own improvement before you judge me anymore. I have forgotten Abigail.
And I.
Spare me! You forget nothing and forgive nothing. Learn charity, woman. I have gone tiptoe in this house all 7 months since she is gone. I have not moved from here to there without a thing to please you, and still an everlasting funeral marches round your heart. I cannot speak, but I am doubted, every moment judged for lies, as though I come into a court when I enter this house.
John, you were not open with me. You said you saw her with the crowd. You say now
I'll
you.
leave my honesty no more, Elizabeth. I should have roared you down when you first told me your suspicion, but I wilted. And like a Christian, I confessed. Confessed! Some dream I must have mistaken you for God that day, but you're not. Let you remember it. Let you look for the goodness in me and judge me not.
I do not judge you. The magistrate in your heart judges you. I never thought you but a good man, John. Only somewhat bewildered.
Elizabeth, your justice would freeze beer. How do you come into my house when I forbid it? Do you mock me? I'll whip you if you dare leave this house again.
Mr. Proctor, I'm in proceedings all day. My insides are all
What
shuddery.
proceedings? When will you proceed to keep this house clean as you were paid £9 a year to do? And my wife not wholly well?
I made a gift for you today, Goody Proctor. I had to sit long hours in a chair and I passed the time by sewing. Why, thank you. It is a fair poppet. We must all love each other now, Goody Proctor. Aye, indeed we must. I'll get up early in the morning to clean the house. I must go to sleep now.
Mary, is it true there have been 14 women arrested?
No, sir. I'm 39 now. What ails you, child? Goody Osborne will hang.
Hang? The deputy governor will permit it?
Why, he sentenced her, he must. But not Sarah Good, for Sarah Good confessed, you see.
Confess to what?
That she sometimes made the compact with Lucifer, and that she signed her name in his book with her blood, and that she bound herself to torment Christians till God's thrown down, and that we must worship hell forevermore.
Surely you know what a jabberer she is. You told them that, right?
Mr. Proctor, in open court today, she near choked us to death.
How? Choked you?
She sent her spirit out. Oh, Mary. Goody Proctor, she tried to kill me many times. Why, I never heard you mention that before. I never knew it before. I never knew anything before. And I say to myself, I must not judge this woman for she being very old and poor, and she do sleep in ditches, but then she sit there denying, and I feel a misty coldness climbing up my back, and the skin on my skull begin to creep, and I feel a clamp around my neck, and I hear a voice, and it were a screaming voice, but it were my voice, and then all at once I remembered everything she'd done to me.
Why? What did she do to you?
Mr. Proctor, so many times she comes to this very door begging cider and a cup of bread. But mark this, when I turn her away empty, she mumbled.
Mumble. She may mumble only if she's hungry.
Aye, but what is it that she mumbled? Last month, a Monday, I think, I turned her away and I thought my guts would burst for near 2 days after. So I tell this to Judge Harthorne and he say, "Why, Sarah Good? Sarah Good, what curse do you say that this girl must fall sick after turning you away?" And she says, "Why, sir, I hope I may say my commandments. I hope I can say my commandments," says she.
And that's an upright answer.
Aye, but then Judge Harthorne asked her to recite her commandments, and of all 10, she knew not a single one, and they caught her in a flat lie.
And so condemned her.
Why, they must when she condemned herself.
But the proof. Where's the proof?
It's hard proof, Mr. Proctor. Hard as a rock, the judges said.
You'll not go to court again, Mary Warren.
I must warn you, sir, I will be gone every day for some time. I'm amazed you do not see the weighty work we do.
What work you do? It's a strange work for a Christian girl to hang old women.
But they will not hang if they confess, you see. Sarah Good will only sit in jail for some time. And think on this. Goody Good is pregnant.
Pregnant? Are they mad? The woman's near to 60.
Dr. Griggs examined her and she's full to the brim. Smoking a pipe all these years and no husband either. But she's safe, for they'll not hurt the innocent child. But be that not a marvel? It's God's work we do. And I'm an official of the court, they say.
I'll official you!
I'll not stand for whipping no more!
Mary, promise now you'll stay at home.
The devil's loose in Salem, Mr. Proctor. We must discover where
I'll whip the devil out of you!
I saved her life today. I'm accused.
Somewhat mentioned, but being I live so closely to you, and I say I never saw no signs of you sending out your spirit, they dismissed it.
Who accused me?
I am bound by law, I cannot tell. I only hope you be not so sarcastical no more. 4 judges sat with me but an hour ago, and I would have you speak civilly to me from this moment out.
Go to bed, Mary Warren.
I'll not be ordered around anymore, Mr. Proctor. I'm 18 and a woman, however single.
If you wish to sit up, then sit up.
I wish to go to bed.
Good night, then.
Good night.
Oh, the noose. The noose is up.
There'll be no news.
She wants me dead, John. You knew it all week it would come to this.
Dismissed it.
And what is tomorrow? She will cry me out until they take me.
Sit you down.
She wants me dead, John. You know
I
it.
said sit you down. And we must be wise, Elizabeth.
Oh, indeed.
I'll go to Ezekiel Cheever in the morning. I'll tell him what Abigail said. She said it were all sport.
John, with so many in the jail, more than Cheever's help is needed now. Would you favor me with this? Go to Abigail.
What have I to say to Abigail?
John, grant me this. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. There is a promise made.
What
and
promise?
Spoken or silent, a promise is surely made. And she may dote on it now, I'm sure she does, and thinks to kill me than to take my place. It is her dearest hope, John, I know it. There'd be 1,000 names, why does she call mine? I am no Sarah Good that sleeps in ditches or Osborne drunk and half-witted. She dare not call a kitchen farmer's wife without there be a monstrous profit in it. She thinks to take my place, John.
Surely she cannot think so.
Have you ever shown her someone of contempt? She cannot pass you in the church, but you will blush.
I may blush for my
I
sin.
think she sees another meaning in that blush.
Okay, and what see you? What see you, Elizabeth?
I think she be somewhat ashamed, for I am there, and she so close.
When will you know me, woman? Were I stone, I would have cracked for shame this 7 months.
Then go and tell her she's a whore. Whatever promise she may sense, John, break it.
Good
Break
then,
it.
I'll go.
Oh, how unwillingly.
I will curse her hotter than the oldest cinder in hell, but pray, begrudge me, not my anger.
Your anger, I only ask you.
Woman, am I so base? Do you truly think me base?
I never called you base.
Then how do you charge me with such a promise? The same promise that a stallion gives a mare I gave that girl.
Why do you anger with me when I bid you break it?
Because it speaks deceit when I am honest. I'll plead no more, Elizabeth. I see now that your spirit twists around the single error of my life and will never tear it free.
You'll tear it free when you come to know that I will be your only wife or no wife at all. She has an heir in you yet, John Proctor, and you know it well.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Hale. Come in, come in.
I hope you're not in bed.
No, sir. We're just not used to visitors after dark, but you're welcome.
Let you sit, good wife Proctor. Sit you down, sir. I'll not keep you long, but I have some business.
Business of the court?
No, I come of my own, without the court's authority. Hear me. I know not if you are aware, but your wife's name is mentioned in the court.
We know it, sir. Our Mary Warren told us. We're entirely amazed.
I'm a stranger here, as you know. And in my ignorance, I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of those who come accused before the court. And so this evening and now tonight, I go from house to house. I come from Rebecca Nurse's house now.
Rebecca's charged?
God forbid such a one be charged. She is, however, mentioned somewhat.
You will never believe, I hope, that Rebecca's trafficked the devil.
Surely you cannot think so.
These are strange times, mister. No man may longer doubt that the powers of the dark are gathered in monstrous attack upon the village. There's too much evidence now to deny it. You will agree, sir, will you not?
I have no knowledge in that mind, sir, but it's hard to think that so pious a woman be secretly a devil's bitch after 70 years of such good prayer.
Aye, but the devil is a wily one, you cannot deny it. She is far from accused, and I know she will not be. I thought, however, to put some question as to the Christian character of this house, if you'll permit me.
Now we have no fear of questions, sir.
Good then. In the book of record Mr. Harris keeps, I note that you are rarely in church on Sabbath day.
No, sir, you're mistaken.
27 times in 16 months, sir. I must call that rare. Will you tell me why you are so absent?
I never knew I must account to that man for I stay at home or go to church. My wife was sick this winter.
As I've heard. But you, mister, why could you not come alone?
I mean, I surely did when I could, but when I could not, I stayed and prayed in this house.
Your house is not a church. Your theology must tell you that.
It does, sir, it does. And it also tells me that a minister may preach without he have golden candlesticks upon the altar.
What golden candlesticks?
When we first built the church, there were pewter candlesticks upon the altar. Francis Nurse made them, and a sweeter hand has never touched the metal. But then Paris came, and for 20 weeks he preached nothing but golden candlesticks until he had them. I tell you true, sir, I labor the earth from the dawn of day to the blink of night, sir. And when I look to heaven and just see my money glaring at his elbows, it hurts my prayer, sir. It hurts my prayer. I think the man sometimes dreams cathedrals and not clapboard meeting houses.
And yet, Mr. Proctor, a Christian on Sabbath day must be in church. Tell me, you have 3 children?
Aye, boys.
How comes it that only 2 are baptized?
I like not that Mr. Parrish should lay his hand upon my baby. I see no light of God in that man, and I'll not conceal it.
I must say, Mr. Proctor, that is not for you to decide.
What's your suspicion here, Mr. Hale? I nailed the roof upon the church. I hung the door.
Oh, did you? That's good then. There's a softness in your record, sir, a softness.
I think maybe we have been too harsh on Mr. Paris. I think so, but we surely have never loved the devil here.
Do you know your commandments, Elizabeth?
I surely do. There be no mark of blame upon my life. I am a covenanted Christian woman.
And you, mister?
I'm sure I do, sir.
Let me repeat them, if you will.
The commandments.
Aye.
Thou shalt not kill.
Aye.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not speak of the name of the Lord in vain. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt honor thy father and mother. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy.
You've said that twice, sir.
Aye.
Adultery, John.
Aye. You see, sir, between the two of us, we know them both. I see it only as a small fault.
Theology is a fortress, sir, and no crack in fortress may be accounted small.
We have no love for Satan in this house, mister.
I pray. Well then, I'll bid you good night.
Mr. Hale, I do think you are suspecting me somewhat.
I do not judge you, good Proctor. My duty is to add what I made to the godly wisdom of the court. I pray you both good health and good fortune.
I think you must tell him, John.
What's that?
I have no proof for it except my word be taken, but I know the child's sickness had not to do with witchcraft.
And not to do with...
Mr. Parrish discovered them sporting in the woods. They got frightened and took sick.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Abigail Williams told you it had not to do with witchcraft?
She told me the day you came, sir.
Why? Why did you keep this?
I had no idea until today that the world has gone so daft with this nonsense.
Nonsense. I, myself, have examined Tituba, Sarah Good, and numerous others that have confessed to dealing with witchcraft. They have confessed it.
Why not, if they must hang for denying it? There are those that will swear to anything before they'll hang.
Would you testify to this in court?
If I must, I will. But it's only... I'm not sure how my word may be credited in such a court.
Let you open with me, Mr. Proctor, for I have a rumor that troubles me. It's said you may not believe there even be witches in the world. Is that true, sir?
I have no knowledge in that line, sir, but the Bible speaks on witches, so I'll not deny them.
And you, woman?
I cannot believe it.
Elizabeth, you bewilder him.
I cannot think the devil may own a woman's soul, Mr. Hale, when she has kept an upright way as I have. I am a good woman, I know it. And if you think I may only do good in the world and yet secretly be bound to Satan, then I must tell you, sir, I do not believe it.
But woman, you do believe there are witches.
You think that I am one. I say there are none.
You surely do not fly against the gospel.
No, sir, she believed in the gospel, sir, every word.
Question Abigail Williams about the gospel, not myself.
No, sir, you cannot believe her. This be a Christian house.
Pray, let God keep you both. Let the third child be quickly baptized, and go you each and every Sunday without prayer into Sabbath day. Let the third child be quickly baptized. Keep a solemn, quiet way among you.
John,
Giles, what's the matter?
they take my wife, and he's Rebecca.
Rebecca's charged?
I Chipper, come and take her in his wagon. We've only just now come from the jail, and they'll not even let us in to see them. Reverend Hale, can you not talk to the deputy governor? I'm sure he mistakes these people. My wife is the very brick and mortar of the church. And Martha Corey, there cannot be a woman closer to God than Martha.
How is Rebecca charged?
For murder she's charged. For the marvelous and supernatural murder of Goody Putnam's babies. What am I supposed to do, Mr. Hale?
Believe me, Mr. Nurse. If Rebecca Nurse be tainted, then there's nothing left to stop the whole green world from burning. Let you rest upon the justice of the court. They will bring her home, I know it.
Cannot mean she be tried in court.
Although our hearts break, Mr. Nurse, we cannot flinch. These are new times. I've seen too many frightful proofs in court now to deny it. The devil is alive in Salem, and we dare not quail to follow wherever the accusing finger points.
How may such a woman murder children?
Remember, man, until an hour before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
I've never said my wife were a witch, Mr. Hale. I only say she would read books.
Exactly what complaint was made on your wife, Mr. Corey?
That mongrel Walcott charger. See, he bought a pig of my wife 4 or 5 years ago, and the pig died soon after. And so he come dancing for his money back. So my Martha, she tell him, Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed a pig correctly, you won't live to own men. And so he goes to court and claims from that day to this, he cannot keep a pig alive for more than 4 weeks because my Martha bewitched him with her books.
Good evening, Chief Proctor.
Mr. Cheever, I hope you're not here on business of the court.
I am, Proctor. I'm clerk of the court now, you know.
It's a pity, Ezekiel, that an honest tailor might burn in hell. You'll burn for this, you know it.
You know yourself I must do as I'm told. You surely know that, Giles. That is leave you not be sending me to hell. I like not the sound of it. I tell you, I like not the sound of it. Now, believe me, Proctor, how heavy be the law, all its tonnage I carry on my back tonight. I have a warrant for your wife.
What? You said you were not charged.
I know nothing of it. When was she charged?
Given 16 warrants tonight, and she is one.
Who charged her?
Abigail Williams charged her.
On what proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time. The court bids me to search your house, but I'd like not to search your house, so will you hand me any poppets that your wife may keep here?
Poppets?
Why, I never kept no poppets. Not since I were a girl.
I spy a poppet with you.
Oh, Why, this is Mary's.
Would you please give it to me?
What signifies a poppet?
Well, they say it may signify that... Woman, will you please come with me?
No, Elizabeth, fetch Mary here.
I'm forbid to leave her from my sight.
No, you will leave her out of sight and mind. Fetch Mary, Elizabeth.
What signifies a poppet, Mr. Cheever?
Why, they say it may signify that this.
What's there?
It is a needle! Herrick, it is a needle!
What signifies a needle?
Just go hard with her, Proctor. I had my doubts, Proctor. I had my doubts, but there is calamity. You see it, sir. It is a needle.
What meaning has it?
Girl, the Williams girl, Abigail Williams. She sat tonight in Reverend Paris's house. And without word or warning, she falls like a striped beast. And scream a bull would weep to hear. He wants to save her. He stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly. He drew out a needle. And she said it was your wife's familiar spirit that pushed her in.
She stuck that needle in herself.
Well, this is proof, Proctor. You know it's proof. I never warranted to see such proof of hell. And I bid you obstruct me not, for I...
Mary, have this poppet come into my house.
What poppet's that, sir?
This poppet.
I believe it is mine, sir.
It is your poppet, is it not?
It is, sir.
See, sir, do you have it?
Mary Warren, a needle was found stuck inside this poppet.
Why, I mean no harm by it, sir.
You brought that poppet in this house.
I made it in the court and I give it to Goody Proctor tonight.
See, sir?
Child, are you certain this be your natural memory?
Let you ask Susanna Walcott. Ask Abby. Abby sat next to me in the court while I made it.
This be proof, sir. I say bid them out.
What signifies a needle?
Mary Warren, you charge a cold and cruel murder on Abigail.
Murder? I charge no.
Abigail was found stabbed tonight. A needle found stuck inside her belly.
And she charges me.
Aye.
Why? This girl is murdered. She must be ripped out of the world.
Heard it! Ripped out of the world. Herrick, you heard it.
Out with you.
No, do not touch the word.
I said out with you.
Rip the deputy.
Damn the deputy governor. Out of my house. Get you gone with them. You are a broken minister.
Mr. Proctor, if she is innocent, the court...
If she is innocent, why do you never wonder if Paris be innocent? Or Abigail? Is the accuser always holy now? Were they born this morning as clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you what's walking Salem. Vengeance is walking Salem. We are what we always were in Salem, but now the little crazy children are jangling the keys to the kingdom. Common vengeance rights the law. This warrants its vengeance, and I will not give my wife to vengeance.
I'll go, John.
No, you will not go.
I have 9 minutes, son. You cannot keep her. The law binds me, John. I cannot budge.
John, I think I must go. Mary, there's enough bread for this morning. You'll break in the afternoon. Treat Mr. Proctor as if you were his daughter. You owe me that and much more. When the children weep, speak nothing of witchcraft. It will frighten them.
I will bring you home, Elizabeth.
Oh, John, bring me soon.
Fear nothing. I will fall like an ocean on that court.
I will fear nothing. Tell the kids I've gone to visit someone sick.
I'll not have her chained!
It's still silent, minister. You know it is fraud. You know it is. What keeps you, man?
Harry, I'll surely pay you.
In God's name, John, I cannot help myself unless you keep inside the house till I'm gone.
Mr. Proctor.
Out of my sight.
Charity, Proctor, charity. What I have heard in your favor, I will not fear to testify in court. I cannot judge you guilty or innocent. I know not. But this, remember, when the world goes mad and profit nothing, you lay the cause of vengeance to a little girl.
You are a coward.
I cannot think God be provoked so grandly by such a petty cause. The jails are packed. Our greatest judges sit in Salem now. The hanging is promised. Think on cause, man, and let you help me to discover it. For there is your way. Believe it, there is your only way when such confusion strikes upon the world. Let you men counsel among yourselves, and think on what your village may have done to bring such thundering wrath upon you all. I shall pray God open up our eyes.
I never heard no murder done in Salem.
Tell me, John, are we lost?
Go home, Giles. We'll speak on it tomorrow.
Good night, then.
Good night.
Mr. Proctor, very likely they'll let them come home once given proper evidence.
You'll come with me to the court, Mary Warren. You'll tell the court what you know.
I cannot charge murder on
You'll
us.
tell the court how that puppet come into my house and who stuck that needle in.
She'll kill me for saying that. She'll charge lechery on you.
She's told you.
I have known it, sir. She'll ruin you with it. I know she will.
Good then. Her saintliness is done with. Tomorrow we will slide together in our pit and you will tell the court what you know.
No, I cannot.
My wife will not die for me. I will bring your guts into your mouth, but that goodness will never die for me. Make your peace with it. Now, heaven and hell grapple on our backs, and all our old pretenses ripped away. Peace. It is a providence and no great change.
No, I can't.
We are only what we always were, but naked. Naked. And the wind, God's icy wind, will blow.
You don't have to rush to do this one because it's intermission, right? Just make it happen, but you didn't have to run to do it.